Plus, I think people get soft because it's easy now. Look, man, I've got a driver. I got a Hugo that drives me around everywhere. And so it's easy to just be like, well, fuck. I got a Hugo that can drive me around. When he's not driving me around, he's driving my mom and dad around. And I've given them a soft life. I've given everyone, like the people who need a comfortable life in my life have a comfortable life. But I always keep myself in discomfort. And I do that now with taking these 6-week challenges. See, like I have to create discomfort in my life because I got a pretty fucking good life. Like I own this building, I own a building across the way, I own 2 homes down the street here, plus the home that I live in. I have a lot of equity in different businesses that I own. I've got a pretty easy life. So it's easy for me to start feeling bubble wrapped and comfortable. And that's when it fucking gets you. Right? That's when it gets you. And most people don't realize that because like, well, I got an easy life. Like you got to be as hungry at the top as you were climbing to the top, even hungrier, even paranoid. I was speaking to Grant Cardone and actually on his show, I said, look, man, I always operate like there's someone in a basement somewhere with this giant marker board that says, how do I take down Fit Body Bootcamp franchise? And if you operate out of that place, it's not like constant fear and paranoia, but it is staying on your toes because that thing that's going to take down Fit Body Bootcamp, or at least attempt, might be my competition, but it might be the economy, but it might be just life in general. If I get too soft and I start getting addicted to alcohol and I start getting addicted to pornography and I start maybe looking outside of my relationship and I start doing things differently than I did when I was hungry, you bet things are going to crumble. So I always operate like I'm still starving. And so I do these 6-week challenges where I'll take on a discipline, whether it's jujitsu, MMA, rock climbing, anything that I'm afraid of, uncomfortable with, not in my zone of genius. Look, man, I'm a pretty big dude. I can lift weights. So I do things that don't involve lifting weights for 6 weeks at a time. And I get choked out and beat up and trained for 6 weeks and ran a marathon. Do you know how you negotiate with that inner bitch when you're running, you're on week number 4 of 6 weeks and you're like, I'm doing 13 miles today, but on marathon day, I got to run 26.2. I don't need to do this. I got millions of dollars. I don't need to do this. Right. That's exactly why you need to do this. You got to stay hard. You got to stay hungry. And if you don't, you start getting soft. And as soon as someone sneezes, you collapse. Yeah. Right? And there's a great saying that Napoleon Hill has in his book, Outwitting the Devil.
I like that better, Thinking Grow Rich.
Absolutely. It took 72 years for that book to get published. He wrote it in 1932, got published in 2011 because his whole estate was like, do not put this out, that we will be banished from society because it contradicts religion as we know it. But he talks about people that have definitive of purpose, people that are driven. They will have temporary defeats in their life, but they will never have permanent failure. See, people who get soft, that don't have a purpose, that aren't trying to align with their passion, they will have permanent failure because the first time they fail at something, they'll give up. People that are definitive in their purpose and their path, shit, I'm gonna have temporary defeat, but I will never have permanent failure.